Welcome. This is when I can't get to the gym. I got a little place down here to work out. Got treadmill. The only way I can run is if I have something to distract me. Hanging bag, heavy bag for ground and pound. Pretty basic, but gets the sweat going. This is really just more like strength and conditioning stuff. It's really just my wife that'll, either hold pads or there's something that I want to drill. 75% of the time we just, drill it right on the hardwood instead of coming down here. But if we have something that we want to work through, or it'll be a couple days, we'll call up our coaches and be like, hey, what's the lesson plan? So we can at least stay on track.
I've been doing it for about 4 years now.
Yeah.
4 years now, about. And it was kind of, when he started, we were living kind of together, kind of apart because of our job situation.
She was like, well, you never spend any nights here. Let's spend some time together. I'm like, well, just come to the gym with me. And that's kind of how it started.
It's really nice when I'm pissed at him to be able to choke him.
Nice.
But once you start, you kind of can't stop.
What, choking or working out or?
Yes, the choking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes to all.
No, the working out. Once you start, you don't want to stop.
If I didn't do it, she would know.
She would. What do you mean?
The environment is the number one thing. I think my first fight I took right about the time I actually moved out of Pittsfield. That's why I started training there, is I lived local. And then when I moved down, I think it was just after my first fight, maybe after my second. And I looked around Springfield. There's some solid gyms around, but none of them really had what I was looking for. Mostly almost like the class, we have affiliation with Seiyotong. We have affiliation with Damien Maya as well. So we have high level affiliations. We have those people coming in every so often do seminars and stuff. But also Connie and Mark are awesome teachers. They do come from a karate background, but I think what you don't see that often is people that have that deep rooted karate background branching out. The fact that they're open-minded, they're willing to keep learning and developing, it creates a really good environment in that school. And then on top of that, it was just good people that were like-minded. It's a small, family-oriented gym. When we hear 1 minute left, 30 seconds left, 10 seconds left, each one of those is a next step in energy. You've got a minute to rest. So if someone says you got a minute left, okay, start putting it on. You got 30 seconds left. Okay, try and make something happen, finish it before the round ends. You hear 10 seconds left, you go, well, I might as well just burn this out, just put everything out there. If you got a submission that's not gonna, you're not gonna finish in the next 10 seconds, let go and just swing. Just try and put an impression on the judges and to let your opponent know this, as the round ends, it's not gonna get easier. Every second is gonna be worse than the previous. I don't slow down, I don't gas out. Even if I do get tired, he's not gonna know because I'm still gonna be moving forward. I've got more heart than anyone. Not to say Chris doesn't have heart, but there's levels, and I've yet to meet someone that can keep up.
He said early on, he's like, yeah, I would love to fight in the cage and this and that. And we were kind of like, you would? Okay. So, sure enough, then he went in there, and the first time before it, we were just like, holy crap, this guy's got potential, and he's just been climbing the ladder ever since.
When he puts his mind on a goal, he does everything he can, the best way he can, to prepare for that goal. And we also have that mindset, so we study on what's coming up next, and find ways to capitalize on his strengths and his opponent's weaknesses or perceived weaknesses, and then prepare for everything. It's the fight game is unpredictable, so we make sure that we train our fighters to be ready for anything, to take what comes and capitalize on it. And Matt's very good at that. He grinds it out, he works hard, he's tenacious, and like I said, he has no quit in him. So we're very excited about this matchup, and we can't wait for him to bring home title number 3.
Anyone can have a girlfriend that's involved or wife that's involved that likes to help and be supportive, but it's totally different when the person's in there drilling with you and they know what combos you're trying to hit and they know what things you're trying to make sure you're aware of that your opponent is good at. And she is so analytical. She's an engineer. She breaks it down and she tells me what I need to hear and she tells me what I don't want to hear, but it's invaluable having her there. And also just, we've been together for 13 years. She knows what to say and when to say it. Like, there's certain times where she's like, hey, you're doing good, but just tweak this. And she can tell there's days where I'm just out of it. And she'll look me, she'll get right in my face, she'll be like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing in there. Like, that is not how you fight. I don't care if you're tired. Like, you need to go in there and do it.
It's totally different training with Matthew than anyone else. First, because he's intense. Obviously, you've seen him. And he pushes you like crazy. No one else. Everyone else is like, okay, we'll just hold pads. Like, we'll have fun. We're training. And Matt's like, no, we're going to go fast and we're going to go hard and you're going to hit things and you're going to die and your arms are going to want to fall off. I think it's great. I think everybody should train with their spouse. I mean, it's just a release of like any of that anger that you have. You just kind of like get to hit them in a place that's acceptable to hit them, and in a way that's so much more fun because it's actually like a legit hit. You're not just like a pansy hitting them. We've been with each other through like those awkward years. We were together in high school. I mean, we've seen everything, and we've done awkward, we've done heavy, we've done skinny, we've done in shape, out of shape, and I think being able to go through that with him too, like losing the weight with him and kind of being on that journey together really helped. You encourage each other to do better. I think whenever I train with him, I push myself just a little bit further than I do with other people, just because I don't want to be the slacker. Like, that's not fun.
Neil's first fight was in February of 2014, and we were just each other's main training partner. And we pretty much at that point, like, our fight team is homegrown from me and Neil. It was just us in the beginning, just beating the crap out of each other. And after he won, I was like, okay, I stuck with him every day, for that whole fight camp. If he can do it, I probably can do it. It was really just like a competitive thing. I always been competitive, whether it's lacrosse or skiing or just having brothers and whatnot. And so when the opportunity came up to do that, I took the fight and won, took another fight, won. Then I just kept training. I didn't stop after that. This is Kayle. She's 14 months old. I beat myself up a lot about how busy I am between fighting and real estate, because it might be a day or two where I won't see her, and I know that what I'm doing with the real estate and stuff, and the fighting is definitely selfish, but at the same time it's okay, I need something for me. But that's the number one thing I beat myself up about. When there's a day that I don't see her, I'm like, okay, I know she's 14 months old and she won't really remember this, but it bothers me thinking that she'll have days where she's like, where's dad? So it's one of those, I know it sucks now, but in the future I'll be that dad that'll be able to go on the field trips and that can coach the little league team and whatnot.
Any weeknight, for the most part, he's gone, but if he happens to stop home that weeknight before going to either training or going to the house, if he stops home, he gets sucked in. He's like, oh, I'm gonna leave. And then he'll sit down on the floor with her. And then he's like, okay, I really should leave. And then he's like, well, I'll just put her to bed. I really should leave. Every single time.
But look at this thing. Huh. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the flooring out of here, brand new kitchen, going to eventually pay off where I'll be able to do this full time, and then when I'm not doing the real estate stuff, I can be with my family more. And so I kind of we've decided this is what needs to get done, and that's always kind of how I've gone about things. If it's on the list to get done, there's no reason not to do it. It's the same mentality I've got with fighting. Something as simple as cardio. I hate running, but I said I was gonna fight, I've decided I'm going to win. I'm going to do everything it takes to do that. Whether it's driving up to an hour away to go train, or it's deciding that we bought a house and we need to fix it. So put your boots on, walk out the door, go do it. The rankings are a good indication of who's been successful in the cage, and that's all I want. I want to fight guys that have been successful in their fights, that are giving me a good challenge, but the numbers only mean so much. There's guys that are ranked higher than me that I know I would kick their ass, and there's guys that are ranked lower than me that I know would put up a hell of a fight. So I'm interested to see what he's going to bring to the cage, but I've got a pressure that doesn't quit. I'm not going to gas out. I just got to keep it on him and use the skills that I know I have to not give him an inch, not give him a way to find that opening to come back. Once I put him on his heels, he's not going to have an opening to be successful and to find those submissions that he's been able to in the past. It's a different level of skill that I bring to the table more than his opponents, and it's going to be really evident once we get in there and we start throwing hands that I'm the more skilled and tougher opponent. Fighting in new places is something that I've been doing, my entire career. So going to a place where I've never fought before, but he's comfortable, I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. That's been the story of my career so far, and I don't think that's going to change come August 18th. He's going to have a lot of support there, but I know we've got a bunch of Sit Your Tongue fighters on the card, and being affiliated to Sit Your Tongue, I know they'll be cheering for me as well. So there's not going to be as much booing as I kind of originally thought once I realized that we'd have a good Sit Your Tongue presence there. But it's going to be good. I know he's going to have a lot of support, and I hope that crowd kind of gives him a little extra energy to bring it extra hard. And I want nothing but the best Chris O'Brien that can show up on August 18th. I'm doing this for the challenge, and anything less than the best Chris O'Brien that night will be a disappointment. And I don't think anyone's going to get disappointed by this fight. He's going to come in there with a strong game. I know he's got a good head on his shoulders, good technique, and so do I. We'll see whose chin holds up better and who walks out of the cage with that belt.
Follow us on Instagram, watch us on YouTube, check us out on Facebook, visit us on Twitter, and stay tuned.